Okay, so it is a normal subgroup of G. It is a normal subgroup of G. So now these two subgroups are called as, the two normal subgroups are called as trivial subgroups or improper normal subgroups. So these two subgroups, that is what, G itself, first one G itself, and the subgroup containing E and the subgroup containing E are known as trivial normal subgroups. Trivial normal subgroups. Okay, so this is all about the definition of the normal subgroup. So now we have these important theorems. So theorem 1, it states that a subgroup H of a group, a subgroup H of a group G is normal, a subgroup H of a group G is normal if and only if GHG inverse is equal to H for all G belongs to G. So this is the theorem. So it says that a subgroup H of a group G is normal if and only if GHG inverse is equal to H for all G belongs to G. Okay, so here GHG inverse is nothing but it is a set containing the elements of the form GHG inverse. Okay, of the form GHG inverse. So if that set is equal to H, then we say that a subgroup H of a group G is normal. So we prove this theorem. So to prove the theorem, what we do? We consider, let H be a normal subgroup. Let H be a normal subgroup of G. H be a normal subgroup of G. Okay, so now, as I already told, GHG inverse is nothing but the set which contains the elements of the form G small h G inverse such that H belongs to H. Now we consider this set. This is one set. So where the elements are of the form GHG inverse, where H belongs to capital H. Now what we have to show? We have to show GHG inverse is equal to H. To prove this, what we show, GHG inverse is a subset of H. Okay, so here I will write how to prove this one. So as we know that in a set theory, okay, in a set theory, if A and B are two sets, okay, if in a set theory, if A and B are two sets, okay, and we have to prove that, to prove A is equal to B. To prove A is equal to B, how do you prove in A is equal to B? First we show that A is a subset of B, and then we show that B is a subset of A. Okay, call this equation 1, this is equation 2. Then from 192, what happened? A is equal to B. So this is the way of proving the set A is equal to the set B in a set theory. In the same way we prove this one. So what we do? we show that G H G inverse is a subset of H and H is a subset of G H G inverse. Okay, then this is 1 and this is equation 2. From 1 and 2, G H G inverse is equal to H. It follows from these two terms. Okay, so now to prove the required, what we do? Okay, now to prove GHG inverse is a subset of H. GHG inverse is a subset of H. What we do? Let X belongs to H. Let us assume that let some element X belongs to GHG inverse. Then we prove that X also belongs to the set H. Correct? So then it implies that GHG inverse is a subset of H. So if any element belongs to this GHG inverse, then we prove that if you prove that the same element also belongs to this H, then this is a subset of H. So therefore X belongs to GHG inverse. This means X is of the form GHG inverse for some H belongs to H, correct? Because GHG inverse is a set which is containing the elements of the form GHG inverse. So when X belongs to this set, then X is of the form GHG inverse. This means that X belongs to capital H. Okay, because GHG inverse belongs to it belongs to the set GHG inverse. So therefore X belongs to H. So X belongs to H. Why it is like that? Because here I will write, this implies that X is of the form GHG inverse can be written as H into G inverse. Okay, so take this H here, G inverse, or equal to H into G inverse is nothing but inverse. It is identity element E. So which means H into identity element is H only. So therefore X is equal to H. But H belongs to what? Capital H. This implies X also belongs to capital H. So therefore X also belongs to H. Therefore GHG inverse is a subset of H. Correct? So call this equation as 1. Next we prove H is a subset of GHG inverse. Now in this equation here, now put G is equal to G inverse in 1. Okay, in 1. That is here in this equation. Wherever G is there, just replace it by G inverse. So what we get? So this is G means here I replace G inverse. GH here again G inverse. G is replaced by G inverse of inverse. So which is a subset of H, which implies G inverse H. So inverse of inverse is nothing but the element, that is G, is a subset of H. Okay, G inverse HG, G is a subset of H. So now consider H is equal to, now H can be written as H can be written as EHE, correct? H can be written as EHE, or E is nothing but G inverse. E is also G inverse. Because it is an identity element. So identity element by inverse property. Okay, so here we write by inverse property. Okay, so which means this can be written as G, okay, into bracket G inverse HG and last it is G inverse. So which is equal to H, or H is equal to now this G inverse Hg is a subset of H. Okay, now already we proved this from this equation. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, so now G inverse Hg is a subset of H. That means here this becomes is a subset of G inverse. Means here you should replace this by H, then this is a subset, means it converts to subset. So equal to converts to subset. So therefore H is a subset of G inverse. H is a subset of G inverse. So this is equation 3. So H is a subset of G inverse. This is equation 3. Okay. So now from equation 1 and 3. From equation 1 and 3, it follows that H is equal to G inverse. Okay, so this is, we prove the necessary part. Next we show that sufficient condition. So conversely let H is equal to G inverse. Let H is equal to G inverse. Okay, let H is equal to G inverse. So then G inverse belongs to G inverse, because by the assumption, by this is a set of the form G inverse. So again, which implies G inverse belongs to, so what is G inverse? This is equal to H. So therefore this is H. Okay. So this is equal to H. G inverse belongs to H. So for all G belongs to G. So this implies when G inverse belongs to H by the definition of the normal subgroup, then by the definition of normal subgroup, H is a normal subgroup. H is a normal in G. So this is the proof of the first theorem. Okay, so today I have started group theory, and I also continue with group theory, and then I continue with the next unit. So with this I conclude this class. Thank you.